What's up? What's up, yo? So, I'm going to talk about my own personal training method and why I started getting into fitness and where it has led me to. So, I first started getting into working out in around 7th grade when my friend at the time, who was naturally more lean, was starting to say I was fat. I'm fat. And I wasn't fat, I was chubby. And the dilemma of peers ridiculing you and making fun of you is a different topic. We'll get into that another time. But that was around the time I started really getting into working out for appearance reasons. And it was because of the insecurity. So that's what really led my workout history. Now, before that, I was into skateboarding. I actually took some gymnastics and a couple, maybe like a week of karate, taekwondo. And I've done some other things in the past, like break the bricks and stuff, or the wooden boards. But really, I started in about 7th grade when I was called fat by my friend, who always used to actually bully me and punch me and stuff. Now, different story for another time. But that's what started my routine. The insecurity and not wanting to be judged as something that I was seemingly thinking in myself as negative and something that I didn't want to be. There's nothing wrong with being fat if that's what you want to be. But if you don't want to be fat, you probably feel the same way as I did. And that's what started my whole crazy journey into this. And I was about 16, 17 when I was really getting rebellious with my grandma. That's who I lived with, and my mom at the time. But she happened to die, and my girlfriend, who I was dating for about 2 years at that time, had also broken up with me. So I was just when we were still dating and my mom was still alive, I was just starting to get into eating healthier. Because I was getting into singing, and my singing teacher had told me that a healthy body is a healthy voice and a flexible body is a flexible voice. So I took that to heart because I really love music and I wanted to get better, and I wanted to do anything possible to get me better at that. So then my mom had died and my girlfriend broke up with me 2 weeks later, and I was just like taking everything that I learned from my life. I remember my girlfriend saying like, oh, because her mom had died earlier in life from cancer. And I remember her saying like after her mom died, like nothing was the same, nothing seemed real, nothing mattered anymore. And I took that to heart too, because I loved this girl. And she thought I was cheating on her with one of the band's friends. I was in a band at the time. And she never believed me. It was a whole nother crazy story. But I took that to heart, where she said like nothing mattered anymore. And my mom actually died on January 13, 2013, which is 13 days before my 17th birthday. Got my birthday tattoo right here. Quick side note, tattoos, the reason I have them is because it actually tells my life story on them. That's what you think of the Norse Vikings. That's why they had tattoos. Most ancient people had tattoos to tell the story of their life because they didn't have writings. They told it on their body and who they were, and they shared through word of mouth. So that's why we got to get over thinking about tattoos as evil. Another story for another time. So started getting into survival. I would skip school. I actually skipped a total of 43 days of 11th and 12th grade combined to go to the nature, to go to the library, to work on my music. And in the library, I would study things like survival, biology, different cells, the cellular function of things. Because at school, they just weren't going as deep as I wanted to go. So taking to heart what my girlfriend had told me, that nothing mattered anymore, I was like, you know what? I'm taking that to heart, and I would just like walk out of class. I was always the good, shy kid, and I always listened. But then like there was times where like my teachers would betray me, and like all my friends would be laughing in the middle of class or something, but she would yell at me and not them. And I started to feel betrayed. So, because I was the good kid, they know that they were the other bad kids, you know, bad kids. And I guess she was just looking out for me, wanting to, you know, stay on what is seemingly in society known as the righteous path. But when you have a heart calling and there's a higher calling, that's actually the righteous path. I'm not saying that like living in society and then going to school and stuff is not righteous, because you have your own path. But when we're judging other people for their own path, that's evil. You know why? Because if you judge, you shall also be judged. And the only person who can actually judge you is yourself when you die and you leave this place. And did you actually live your life to the fullest? Got the wind talking to me right now. Different story for a different time. But yeah, so we'll skip school, total of 43 days. But I still graduated with a 3.2 GPA, second honors. And I won first place at my 12th grade talent show for singing and playing guitar. It was at that point where I realized I'm on to something here. And I then had the dream to tour the world with my guitar as a gypsy. And I was afraid to do that. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, who wouldn't be afraid to do that? But I had met this girl from a friend of mine who went to college with her in Maine. And I have another YouTube channel with actually, I was documenting that the whole time. And just let me know if you want to see them videos. But I went to Maine and all that stuff. And through that whole time, I learned a lot. I met this yogi. His name was Bear. And he had dreadlocks. I was 18 at the time. I was there for 9 days, and I went on what Joseph Campbell, the world's most known, famous researcher and professor on mythology, calls the hero's journey. And what he does, he actually brings the world's stories of all the mythologies together. So I'm a little bit on a rant here. We can talk more about that. Comment down below if anything stood out to you. You want to talk more about it, I'll make another video. But so I really got into fitness because of an insecurity inside of myself, and I didn't want to be perceived by the world in a certain way. And what I have come to see is that the true essence of fitness allows you to embody that warrior spirit that says, I'm never going to give up, no matter what. No matter how many times I'm kicked down, pushed down, beaten down, stepped on my neck down by other people. The essence of fitness is to say, I'm never going to let them keep me down. I'm going to always get back up. And when you combine the mental attitude of that within the fitness, this is my personal philosophy of training, because it'll allow you to get over your insecurities, your depression. Because what is depression? It's suppression, being depressed, compressed down, and not believing in yourself that you can get back up, not counting on yourself that you can get back up. Something my friend had told me. He realized inside of me that I couldn't count on myself. So that's why also good friends are needed. And you shouldn't hate on people, because that's just a reflection of yourself and how you can't actually come out of your heart to connect with others. And once we can do that through the philosophy of exercise that I'm bringing to the table, never backing down, never getting up, always overcoming your insecurities, you'll see that it's not an outside thing, it's an inside thing to the outside. And once we get over our inner insecurities, we'll also stop hating on other people, and we'll bring more contribution to the table. So this is what fitness is about. This is why you should get on a fitness program, because it's going to allow you to overcome any type of inner struggle, inner depression, inner obstacle that is not allowing you, that is keeping you down when others put you there, instead of getting back up no matter what. So this is the essence of my physical fitness training. And if you would like a personal fitness routine, hit me up and we'll get started. All right, check you later.